yɛba bɛdi nkɔmmɔ na nkɔmmɔ no a yɛba bɛdi ne nkɔmmɔ a sɛbi ɛho hia paa MPP atwa first term awie second term nso so no wɔn ɛwɔ mu asese yɛ kowura wɔn midterm mu a nti no ɛho hia sɛ yɛbɛhwɛ sɛdeɛ nneɛma esi ɛkɔ 2024 wɔ yɛn nim ɛho abato ɛdan ɛbɛba so nti ɛwɔ hɔ a ɔsɛ ɔkɔ Ghana for na so no ɔkɔ busa sɛ sɛn na ɛkɔ so Global InfoAnalytics Executive Secretary ɛwɔ fie ha ɛnɛ ɛyɛ Ira Musa Dankwa na wakɔ some constituencies wakɔ akɔhwɛ sɛdeɛ aban no bɔ ne ho mmɔden wɔkɔ busa Ghana for direction bɛn ɛna yɛkɔ sɛ yɛto aban na hwan ɛna mbɛto ama no political parties ahodoɔ INP which Ghana about when they acquire tefra here say anaya na butu nti wabɔ mmɔden akɔ busa sɛ hwan na mpɛ sɛ moto aba ma no so medi manim sɛ nka na yɛto aba hwan ɛna nka ba we nti ne nkɔmmɔ no ne nyinaa wose broni sɛ ɔyɛ friend champion se kaku ɛgyene kɔkɔ no Ira Musa Dankwa mu akɔ aba ona mbɔkɔ de
nya do mbɔkɔ
ɛda nkɔpɔn ase yɛpɛ sɛ yɛhwɛ die nti a obo pose obɛhyɛ da ahwɛ deɛ ɛkɔ ɛwɔ saa emri mu mekai the last one a oyɛ opani bi a friend Muniru Mahama Dr. Muniru Mahama wɔ vice president office okaka ho I don't know if unya bi ɛhwɛ ya na nya bi kinka ya or criticize said they will see yeah or nneɛma no ne adade we know how he reacted to it but then shared this particular one so said there see according Kenya was say corner koshe the Ghana for a dream at this point in time
you opening me the was the only say a company bia ye di data na yejuma ni data ye pick data of form na de yejuma na ejuma bi na ye say ye political risk forecasting or yejuma no it mean predict nyema ebesi politically and also no so bit me in the year also ko grounds no ko data into ye ko data no a ebi wo ho a commercial data ye fan to bedwa ebi so wo ho a ne ide amagana for say we and so muni mo hwe de ekoso say ko the whole country is not for anything but just to gather data to be able to do our work but in doing that no so no you say Ghana for so omunya for so being free ejuma ya so ye no mu IFN no corporate social responsibility and na edi ye pole no inti hu say your grounds are we nti and your grounds enye MP binti and say amanyo binti amanya ko binti na ko ye ko grounds inti
well unja mojuma we say no say the ma data no unya quality data mostly how you are able to elicit information from microphone or more ground. Quite a fast to say the question and see it here. Determine the quality of the data. Nipa obeko moho akuno the kind of questions are ubebusa or monom ni ade they mo friend mo sample size so ya there matter we gina ade ben so asem ben na ye pese ye nya ho information na ye de ye analytics no InfoAnalytics ye no
you as research organization no ye wo methodology bi a ye adopting na methodology bi a e wo no shortcomings but ye choose methodology e suit yen Ghana for in our situation inti uhwe ye approach first and foremost say ye koye survey ye ma amanfo hu say ye ko ha ye fancy and secondly ye question your website edaho openly you will see the kind of questions na be amanfo on the ground and aduma yaye almost 3 years nti nya experience wo mu pa wo kromo ha na ye pinki sample size based on the population of the voters in the area we are going to. For example, say you call 75 constituencies you pick them randomly using computer simulation. yen kasa wo MP epena 70 yen kono ho ana MP epena 70 yen kono ho no ye wo all the 275 no ewo system no mu nti yenya pese se pap na arane simulation randomly na apeke madam for bia or the former MP wo bia me company wo de bia ho me say ari na me pick no so oh enya me na me pick machine when MP so ma am pick don't blame me so young compromise on those kind of things. So you pick number new year okay 75 yi say sample size of 5,200 you better the same na oh Bantama Asukwa Madina Ashaiman you listening na the relevant voter population na omo ho nyina na ya share 5,200 no in proportion to the voter number of people in the area. So everybody is represented in the way, in a weighting way. And you know, this is the way you weigh a sample. No? Now, we share criticism of mine last time now. I'm say, you convenient sampling and you random sampling. Convenient sampling is a method of sampling. It depends on what you want to achieve, what you are looking for. For example, say, okay, survey on people are shopping or supermarket. There are best places you can stand and get them. So it is convenient that you stand at that place and get those who shop at supermarket. Baby, nobody or that profile, useless thing. So this is purposeful sampling. But whether you choose the place purposefully, the actual interview is random. Unkasi we oba no ho fe meaning nkasa we obema or you say no purely random. So those things are just criticisms are born out of any significant issue. In any case, say your constituency wa you need a man for kasa randomly. So if you don't want to generalize it kwana be a ko no o ma dwen say no moka. So we are kind of refining as we go along. This time around, I mean next month, Yakobium, I don't know, entirely random sampling, completely no human interference, and there's no convenient sampling in there.
Next month?
Yes, next month. Starting the first week of July. Okay,
so I don't know on
the same question they could be said last 3 months ago. No? The same thing they be said, and I did new ones. New ones by 3 or 4 beer, I topical national issue.
For instance,
you be some about National Cathedral.
Okay.
You be some say 11 Abano say, how have you reacted? What jais sikani mumoni yusu, and now we use but what is so, and now we are asking some of those, and you be some say. Amanokobisi or no obe 11. Do you support any party that make this promise? And I say we don't support them. So there are about 3 or 4 national issues that can be some. So those who come out at the end of the survey.
Okay. So now combat in the studios the Honorable Atabwade I wouldn't tell him. Or Kane Bolsa North Member of Parliament. And I feel so Nana Nto Amrichi, so a political analyst. You can say Honorable IP, so former Member of Parliament for I used to know constituency to be Baba Kahona. Tieno, they say ye Germano said ye osi a share in Nemano Arsenal. Obani say over to you. Oh yeah, then I then. Na aye den ti yenya den send it over to you.
Okay. The obu say bibi e ko ye bia ye ko national poll no. E bisa o mo say MP o ho no. Say abato no so e time so na fam koto aba. O beto amana how likely?
Okay, so how many constituencies now?
This one here 68 constituencies.
68 constituencies.
Yes.
Okay, to most start here with the members of parliament.
You started with general questions about the country,
all right,
direction of the country, the person's approval rating, corruption issues, and a general brief, and a by MPP, NDC primaries, and a by head to head, and a bar, you zoom it down into MPs Nankasa. So this part of the report, no, and I zoom into the MPs.
Okay, so let's go to the MPs.
Okay. Now, you group them into mainly 3 categories. But I think so we will only have time for category 1 and 2.
Okay.
I say, yes.
Okay.
And now almost but baby win primaries win elections.
Okay, there are some people because I saw baby to say manya krobo, lower manya krobo.
Yes.
Or no say you had a problem and no war with the party. So ultimately we won the party no ma. Only
one of them, but mainly the effect in this group near Ashanti region MPCB and Eastern region.
Okay.
Hono a very strong MP, so it doesn't matter what happens there. MP will still win those seats.
All right, and then,
at the moment,
and then people will be interested in Domi Kwabenya.
Yes, we'll go to Domi. So we'll start with those who are in trouble. Kind of trouble.
All right.
Okay. First of them is the Honorable Dixon Adumako Kisi, MP for Anyansotu. The sample we did in the Hono, say only 12.1%. Now, see on Betwaman, very likely or likely to vote for him
in a general election.
In a general election scenario, and 83% say Omon Tumano. That's quite high. And neutral, they don't know whether they will vote for him or not. 6.7%.
History of a whole, and they said Omutu Maban to say
a strongly MPP dominated constituency.
All right,
very strong. Former MP. Honorable Ayokobotwi. So a very dominantly MPP constituency in that area.
Okay.
So for an area that is dominantly MPP, for you to be polling 12.1, very serious.
Yeah. Is it the personality, no more problem with the performance or the performance of the party in general?
Now, at the moment, we can't say because we haven't asked them those specific questions.
Okay.
But what we can glean from here is that about 88.5% of voters in the constituency are saying that Ghana is heading in the wrong direction. And 3.2 say we are heading in the right direction. 8.3 say they have no opinion. Now, we share the size of MPP in that area, almost 62.6% are MPP supporters. So you could see, say, 2 scenarios. I don't have data at the moment. Either say he has issues with the voters in the constituency, or the national issues are feeding into his popularity and affecting him in the constituency. We can't tell at this stage.
Also, predominantly MPP.
Yes.
So, we have more expectations for our particular government.
You know, you can
and I don't want to go into that.
Exactly.
So you don't want to conjecture.
We tend to stick to the data we have and let people like you make commentary.
Yeah. So then share whether Ghana is going into a wrong direction or
it be so. People say or the voters say, in their opinion, do they think Ghana is headed in the right direction or wrong direction in terms of everything they have seen or experienced in their existing lives?
Then I feed it into the conclusion, said the MP might.
I'm saying, sir, there could be that the MP may be suffering because of a general government performance. And I say his own performance, or the two coming together. Because 12.2% is quite low in an area that you should be really commanding. Now, you share the other head-to-head in a scenario between Bawumia and Mahama in that constituency. Surprisingly, 9.9 are voting for Bawumia in that constituency, which is 62% MPP. 9.9 are voting for Bawumia and 80.8 are voting for Mahama. So you could infer from this pattern that the people are not happy generally with the MPP because Bawumia should have done well here if the MP was the problem. But here, the MP is not doing well. The Bawumia is not doing well. So it is a general problem for both the presidential candidate and the parliamentary candidate. if you toss in Alan versus Mahama in the same race, Mahama is still winning. So it has nothing to do with the MP, I can say, or probably a combination of those two. Alan is even losing as well against Mahama in that constituency, which means there is a systemic problem in that constituency.
So NPP lose grip
in that financial tool, per the sample we took from that constituency.
Okay.
On this basis,
we'll take the conversation to them.
The MP is in real danger of losing his seat.
Whether and then also so multiple tossy, maybe ask in whether they prefer an NDC candidate or what.
No, we didn't go that length. Okay. Not in this survey. But when we do a scheduled follow-up, for example, we are doing some follow-ups in some constituencies in Western region. In those ones, we tend to ask more questions because this gives us a bit of flashpoint. When we go back to those places, we ask serious questions that really zoomed into the MP situation. So this is a snapshot. So we didn't ask those questions.
It is a tuabana. Obelusu.
Yes.
And even national elections here tuabana. MPP
according to the survey at the moment,
according to
Mahama is leading in that
constituency. Yes. All right. Okay. So let's go to the next one.
The next is MP for Domi Kwabena, Adwoa Safo. She won last time by 17.7% margin. Currently, only 50.3% of voters in her area say they will vote for her. 30.6% say they won't. And then 19 say almost Tumano.
Yeah, no, I'm a
Mati.
Okay.
Into sharp or borderline is but what makes it serious for her, they said, this survey was taken from her stronghold electoral areas. Domi, Taifa West, Taifa North, and Taifa South. That's one of her strongest areas. And those strongest areas, she is pulling just 50.3%. It means that if you could widen the sample across the constituency, it could be far worse than we're currently seeing for Adwoa Safo. But in that constituency, Bawumia is winning against Mahama.
The stronghold,
yes.
Electoral population, it is saying.
Okay, MP before 57.5%, and NDC 25.4%.
Okay, that is also very significant.
It's very significant.
All right.
And Bawumia is winning against Mahama, and Alan is winning against Mahama. So you could see, sir, in this case, you can infer, sir, the candidate is a problem.
Okay. Because
the party flag bearers are doing far better than the parliamentary candidate. You could infer
that a pan or more panel. Now, not it's a political party they want, and maybe not necessarily the candidate. And I say now,
I think she has issues at the moment in the constituency.
Yes,
there are divisions.
Constituency elections. Perceived Adwoa Safo and no fan. I mean, they your budget to abandon. Nyan stand unblock. I know because say binum edit
yeah. So
a problem.
The situation is so to abandon no more ntitemu Domi Kwabena MPP lose seat.
Okay.
Yes. To abandon united in that constituency. It's very likely the seat will go. Because Ukai say poll be in February this year. And head-to-head between presumptive MPP candidate Michael Kwe and an NDC candidate Akurugu Ewoho. Akurugu was beating Michael Kwe by 1% at that time. So you could see, sir, division stay within MPP in that constituency, they could lose the seat.
But all translating is I'm on for MP, no, Adwoa Safo.
Or loyalist
influence.
Yes.
Because of Christo Asafo.
Yes.
Sorry, no.
Yes.
Anyone no one kasa.
Yes.
Or loyalist, we no more. Opa ede ombeto aba ediama Adwoa Safo. Enti Michael Kwe Jr. will need Adwoa Safo even if he becomes the candidate.
Absolutely,
yes. To win
Domi Kwabena.
Because if loyalist of Adwoa Safo kasa omuntu mama Michael Kwe Jr.
he will lose.
Yes. And that will go in favor of Akurubu.
The NDC Akurubu, yes.
Wow. Yes. So in general, no, they're not patched.
In general, no, MPP is for them to lose that seat. If they stay united, they will win it. If they divide, the seat will go.
Okay, but it will largely be dependent on how they manage Adwoa Safo.
Yes, that's all what I'm talking about, the division, no.
Right.
Okay. And as a memoir, and they stay together, then they will win the seat.
Okay.
And the next one is Ebrim constituency. John Osei Frimpong. 8.2% say Ombetuaman. Only 8.2%. 87.8% say Omontumano. And 4.1% say they are neutral. And 92% say the country is headed in the wrong direction.
What's the history of elections?
Also, mostly MPP seats. Okay. But it's becoming closer and closer with time. Now, with these numbers, MPP is 59.2% population of MPP supporters. NDC 14.3%, 16 floating voters. So with these numbers, your MP should not be recording these numbers.
But what you mean finding out reasons?
No, yeah, this kind of survey, we don't ask reasons.
Okay, so
poll, snapshot, right. That question, why? No.
And a lot of people, or minor.
Yes, that's what we picked up. So could this be affecting the MP, or is general performance of him as an individual that is also contributing this 8.2%?
A friend saying random questions maybe then.
Oh, in your view, do you think the country is heading in the right direction or wrong direction? Do you approve or disapprove the performance of the president in the second term? In your view, do you think corruption... Okay. If someone say, Udwin, Niaman Yinahua, Udwin say, or mine be a cono, a quan papa, and I say, quiet a damson, and ye. Now, I was president, no. Udwin say, or born homeboarding as president, and I say, on born homeboarding. Corruption, I will Krumuhano. Udwin say, a cosro, and I and society, and I say, I improve. Was it no more ding compared to last 12 months? And I say, be a once, be a one, and I say, with the Unia doing. So there's so many questions of them that. And
the mommy says, more MP or Baha.
No, that be. Those are not for this kind of survey. And you a specific constituency. Yeah, we have detailed work, where a snapshot of opinion poll across the country. We need to be spending time on MP and asking you.
So that's why I am one said, then the church say MP no be lose.
No, it be say you got to abandon. How likely is it that you vote for him? What time I say want to man? Give us your chance of your likelihood of voting for him. And I'm very likely I will vote for him. And likely I will vote for him. Oh. Metomano pa oh metomano and I said we there mentumano kra or we there mentumano and I said we so people will give you expression of what they might do on election day with regards to the MP.
Okay. Nti mo share no na say no ho share da ni kan.
You can't o say metomano pa ni o so me de metomano no e bomu a onya 8.2%. And I almost say, I want to man crack, 87.8%.
I've read the same.
Honorable John Osei Frimpong.
I just don't. Young go back before.
Next one in Lower Manya.
Okay.
Ebenezer Oklite
Taylor.
Yes.
Our Sunday MP will come out and for you.
I see.
Or not a lecturer at OK University. He's a very good friend.
Okay. At the moment, 34.6% say Ombetuamano. It's about so Ojinabiuma Ombetuamano. And 42 say Omontumano. And a neutral 23.5%. And now Ushe Lomanya 98.8 say the country is heading in the wrong direction. Right direction 0. And no opinion 1.2. Or MPP is 16%, NDC 60.5%, floating voters 22.2%. We share the demographic of that area now, a strong NDC. So your MP must be doing higher number, not 34.6%. And this is an MP from the opposition party. So his problem is personal problem. You can't blame him for the wrong direction of the country. So his problem is personal problem. Now, does he have a chance to survive? Yes, he does. Because almost neutral, almost 23.5%. And now, all 34.6%. Into Obon in the next few years, he may be able to change, convert some souls. Either those who say to change their mind, and those who say they are neutral to come and join him. He has a problem, but he can survive because there is a window for him to survive.
Because the primaries, you say,
and this kind of things open you up for primary challenges.
Primaries no am fan kwa.
The man for who say unya dia or ha, you could feed into your primaries.
Wow. Wow.
But so we need primaries, he will win the election.
And the next constituency,
Esikado Kitan in the Western region.
Honorable
Joe Gatti.
He wants to run for presidency.
Yes.
Or president. They would want.
In fact, he was among the people we asked whether they want him to lead MPP or not.
Okay.
In the MPP primaries, his name was there.
In his constituency. Well, I want one constituency.
Yes. We asked all those. I need to dig out how much support did he get in his own constituency in the presidential race for MPP primaries.
Okay, I had some person MP.
Now, with the situation of MP, only 11.1 say on
1
and 11.1% say on Betwamano. 111. And I almost saw 67.9%.
Are they? Obi president.
Neutral 21%. And I also 50% MPP, 20 NDC. And he shouldn't have a problem. Look at the voter demographic of the area. But currently, he is in deep trouble if he were to stand again as MP. And we believe if he does, he will lose.
Yeah, or even the party representing as a candidate.
Yes, he will lose based on what happened last time and the work we've done there previously. This is the consistent trend we have seen in Esikado Kitan.
All right.
Next one is Andrew Kofi Ejapa Mensah,
Deputy Energy Minister.
MP for Sekunde. 20.5% of sample that we interviewed said they would vote for him. 64.1% said they won't vote for him. Neutral 15%. So he's also in trouble. But you can see that wrong direction is 57%, right direction 35%, MPP 46%, NDC 20%. Now you could see, sir, he should be riding higher than this 20% from what we have seen from the demographics. And Bawumia is winning in that constituency against Mahama. So he has the means to be ahead, but right now he's behind, which means that he will be in serious trouble in the primaries.
They said they almost paid different candidates.
That could be speculation, not from what we have seen.
Yeah, more. But or no, your candidate.
There could be few things could happen.
So I'm looking at whether everything draws her conclusion.
Yes.
Because we cannot tell whether it is likely, say, Umberto skirt and blouse or not. The Inter-American side says, Bawumia, if Bawumia ever a candidate,
yeah,
Nanko for Petno or there, it means that MPP has an edge over
exactly
NDC.
Yes.
So MPP be winning that constituency.
Yes.
Yes. But Mensah as a candidate,
he could lose. Yes.
Obetimia lose.
Yes.
Nature say it is the candidates they don't like.
At this stage, yes.
Baby, to say number of percentage of Nkofo pay MPP Yes. So it's predominantly MPP.
Yes, predominantly
MPP. And MPP candidates, national presidential candidate, Umberto Amano.
Yes.
But MP Omuntomano, which means it's the candidates.
Who is the problem? But there's another throw of dice here. In the case of Alan and Mahama, Mahama wins against Alan in second D.
Okay, sir, not just say a honor or pe Baumia pa.
Yes, absolutely. We've seen that in
Baumon pe Alan.
Dabi.
It is almost the Alan body any on better Mahama.
Yes. And also happy now, it could affect drastically the chance of the MP surviving.
Okay, until almost the NDC for or Mumpire or Mubone say on better MPP for be Alan. No, almost a pay stronger candidate.
Against the Fambesa.
As though BJ will no business the
next one is the Minister for Western Regional Minister, Kwabena Ochiridakumensa.
KOD.
Yes. He's also in trouble, a very big trouble. Only a 7.2.
The regional minister
himself, yes, and 85.8. So I'm on 2 man. 7% say me neutral. Ohono 61.7 say Omaino is going in the wrong direction, and 26.7 say you go right direction. Now, 27% MPP, 21% or 22% NDC, 25 floating voters. So you could see, sir, and in Tekwadi, Mahama is winning against all the MPP candidates in Tekwadi, the area we sampled. Against Baumia gets 8.6 and Mahama 56.9. Against Alan goes to 23.2 and Mahama goes 50%. So in all scenarios, Mahama is winning that constituency as we speak. And if that happens, then this MP will surely go.
Wow. Okay, so
And the last one from Western region is Berekuduka.
Okay.
He won by 0.15% margin, very slim margin in the last election. Currently, 27.4 said they would vote for him, and 55.4 said they won't vote for him, and 17.2 said they are neutral. Luckily for him, he's higher than all his previous colleagues that had come before him in that region. So he's pretty 27.
I'm not sure saying.
And it's like, or no, what you kakra chain or more takwadi is Sikado and Secondino. It's on a higher level in terms of percentage of likely voters.
Although, for I hear your monto man.
Yes.
Among or more person, but to a mono. Or no, they need the air kakra.
Yeah, kakra, yes. Yes.
Okay.
And also, Baumia is winning against Mahama.
MPP for more pe Baumia.
Yes, against Mahama.
Okay.
And Mahama is winning against Alan. So
okay,
pick this party.
Oko secondary takrade.
Yes.
Ama for more pe Baumia. MPP for more pe Baumia. Ana oba takwanso yim so a MPP for a more no so no e pe Baumia.
Yes.
Ntini se uyi Alana Ombeto Mahama.
Yes.
But uyi Baumia Ombeto Baumia.
Yes. That's the pattern we've seen so far in Western region. So at the moment, you see
MPP for then a chair for MPP for
MPP at 28%
in Takwanso.
And NDC at 20%. And a floating voters near 45.5. So they are the chunk block in that constituency.
What then accounting for Saturday?
No, you know, in the past.
Is it okay?
We've been saying, Central region a floating region, a swing region. Western a swing. And Greater Accra was a swing. But now I think Central is no longer a swing. It's changed. It's now MPP.
Central region.
Yes. And also the number of voters who call themselves floating, that region has gone down. They've realigned themselves to either NDC and MPP.
Okay.
So you can't call them swing anymore.
But
okay. So we think, sir, this MP is also in serious trouble, both in the primaries and also in the general election. In the general election, say Baumia win if Baumia wins the primaries, he will help him finish to the crossing line. If it is Alana, he could lose the seat.
And you know, also, about me.
Also, everybody for himself, God for us all.
Or they know for about me.
Yes, well, his chances largely depend on Baumia as well.
Okay. See, that's the last in the Western region.
Western region.
Okay.
Then Western North. So here also.
It's likely that you may be or Western North.
Okay.
Can we do area and academy?
We can finish Western North and then go to the, I don't know whether you want us to look at the MPP for primaries, and
MPP for primaries, because I want to come to. But the area Western North, so that I find out from my panel members what they think.
Okay.
So far, they are more. Then we will come to MPP primaries, and it's rather unfortunate. MPP representative, Honorable IP, former ISO member of Parliament, Entimi Medruya. We are hoping say by the time if we draw more primaries, or to me about and maybe are not honest because I don't know honest, not predominantly MPP, but I'm out for Tutiano. Every uncle baby bisa wo say na me so menya dan na manya dan kwa bajo yanko.
Next one here so here also Owini with 72 votes in the last election, 0.11%. At the moment 17.9 some beto amano, 68.6 some to mano, 13.5 say o me neutral, and na 72.5 say o mine and I'm wrong direction. And 27.5 say or mine will be a con a yek. And now also know MPP at 23.1%, NDC 41.3%, floating voters 34.4%. So he is in a regional, doesn't favor him at all. So he has no room. Now at the moment, Mahama is winning against Baumia Ewo Tehuyoso. Mahama is winning against Alan in Tehuyoso. So whatever happened to him, that seat may go because the dynamics doesn't favor him at the moment. He's on the verge of probably losing that seat.
And for no, yeah, no, Mutawin is our seat.
I think it's NDC for seat. He also.
Okay. One of the seats NDC loses.
Yes, I think I'm saying court, but I think this case might be in a court.
Okay.
Then the last one from West North is Duaboso, Honorable Kwabena Benta Akando. We winning last time by 7.4%. This time, or 38.6%. Very unlikely, 52.7%. Neutral, 8.8%. The window is very slim. Very, very. Who are the neutral for the candidate who are? He is still below 50%. Yes. And to make matters worse for him, in the case of Baumia and Mahama, Mahama wins that constituency. In the case of Alan versus Mahama, Alan wins. So if Alan becomes the candidate, he could lose the seat. Because Alan could carry the MPP candidate, give him a bump. And when you are struggling like this number, you are likely going to face challenge.
So that means that the MPP candidate should pray
that Alan becomes the candidate.
Flag bearer.
Yes.
So Alan be flag bearer. There's a strong likelihood. So this is be a member of Parliament.
Okay, I think that's the end of the Western North.
So we'll come to the NDC MPP primaries now. Sorry, MPP primaries now. Nana Richie.
Minya.
Okay, there.
Yeah, better sir.
Said the who see no na who no say say a call.
Well,
maybe send us issue.
Said they now
analysis.
Ghana they will be a need to now. I want
to analyze
MPP. Tanzania, but the Ghana phone now.
Okay.
Nje me open the Ghana phone now baby same.
Yeah.
Ba open MPP a. Ko bisa IP. Open this ya baby sa atabwade. Nah.
No,
But you are right. Anyway, say utie the opinion candidate. Na say ne. Bani say to abapa dia. Enyo bia no be che say said the Niama Kofano and Kuyi. But you see, I am a say, ye Yanuma, or my MP for ye, and almost call Parliament, and Pempino, which ho too much. Now, what be ye? Because Senka, I saw now first 4 years, second 4 years, no, now person we yema on Crawford one potem one. What to me yema, only problem. But Obi to meet Naswa over 24 years. Na onwankasa road grandpa offer so ko ni fie kra enkoyi nti esana na ho aba be ye it is all share said the various constituencies here Kenya o share MPs no ebi wo ha 3 times no more na wo be hwe no niema ese se omo yema timamufo no omo henha omo no omo champion no obi wo grandpa sabi onkasampo ni atenenka. But when it comes to ABA media, they na yenti say owoha, then ubetinenka. But oko constituency honangasa otumu say omo bre. Inti nsema ese oka ne champion the main issues on the grounds no onye.
But there na ya ma MPs no. It's offer side no because say you almost sika no be say akwan.
Yeah.
Ana I don't know. Say
honorable people don't have lobbying skills.
No, lobbying skills, no.
Yeah.
Influence and lobbying skills.
Yeah.
Is it because of influence? Meaning, Ghana have any professional lobbyists?
You see, there be
lobbying in
local lobbyists.
Okay. Into lobbying skills near day. Is it influence you're talking about?
You see, influence.
Well, say they are open finance minister, open road minister, open your friend is saying open.
I don't see it to say lobbying should be just locally.
Okay.
As an MP, you have what it takes to even bring on board international investors. So I say, and for you to champion or market your constituency to the international community, you have what it takes because we are MP. And then say, "Oshana to me identify who constituency honum say this project send me to me pen crofo outside the bar. Ebe bua men crofo wo. You don't have a problem. But we all depend on the local lobby. Meanwhile, internationally, you can do something because
for your
that is it.
Your government to look good.
That is it.
Your party.
That's it. And you see, for me, once you are an MP, it goes beyond party. Because look, it is not about ABA MPP and NDC from Kwa. Obi Oha personally or pewasem into we decide this or beto abama no be delete the constituency.
Dankwa presentation. What trending? What do you make of it?
Me say yes. The way of present here there no. Ne kwanso ano no. And you could see it say omo ka say omo de omo ye neutral no. Ebia na omo atoama asimesida. But we do omo hwamo. Until this time around no. Me ha me ho kura nkogina wiam ntoaba. Who say last na me ka asembia church say take it time going into election 2024 no. Dodo na will just be in their houses because of you say we gina wiam atoaba no. Near sanka ye manu no yanya ma no enti no say ompe obi asempo mu a obeden obetena fi. And so for me I think say
neutrality people who omo disappointed in the politician.
That is it.
All right.
That is it. That is how I see it because most people were expecting a lot from our current leadership. But it's unfortunate to say Niema Mkoye the way COVID we are expecting. When we talk about COVID, I am not in person because look, COVID is a blessing in disguise. It's a blessing in disguise.
The corner of the eye.
It's a blessing in disguise because look at the amount of monies we got during COVID. It is poor management. We couldn't handle it well. And we thought to say, look, let's use it for Adia Sebi and who name for so. na ya hu be kire say wo cash na cash no one find ya the pa
is going say almost a
country
wrong
but
direction.
if you look at the trend
mismanagement of the
economy.
Oh
sure, if you look at the current trend, I don't think say none of the analysis shows say the country is in right direction. All of them every constituency they are all complaining. Inti say kasi e to abadia nhwana anyway say nanadu nankasa okodada.
All right.
But there's so janechi any problem.
Honorable Tabode akwaba bi.
Joso.
Boko there.
Boko edanyamia so amaya nkwa. Amaya pomudi amaya betena na ka government we chini edidi anka. I don't think we'll be able to get up and come. Looking at the hardship now, ewo krom no enye easy kra. Uko council na mo power bo. Uko council na presidential staffers. Instead of them, ade on be ya on be boa government. No mo mpo no almost sell my government ni the government ne BBS sinking no. They are adding more, and then destroying their political party.
Do I onya da dia hwe said the osi presente me survey no. They said the nema esi echo.
Yes,
in some constituencies almost say MPP for the island ba obi boamo. Even say ba omia ba
Jaya no na.
Usuro bua.
Oh, and one thing is that say global InfoAnalytics. Yeah, in fact they've done well, extremely well. And me per style now, they are even doing midterm polls and to explain the way snap polls, there'll be the detailed question. Brilliant. And I love that because
this is coming from Electra.
Yes, we have to support our local institutions. So get this survey down. We are a chance Tembiano is IEA from London or elsewhere. They normally work room hanmo. In Tomo is more credible and informative than they are baho, but they use some methods they determine say obi be win and obi lose. So for me, I give them the credit, and I think that's a brilliant presentation.
Okay.
And also, you see, political parties, whether political parties, government agencies, and if there are surveys like this about us, let's accept it to improve on your policies, no. Because someone you survey now will not know that we are going the wrong direction. Because appointments are, we do appointments, we pick party people. So party people, no one to me can't no correct say, we policy now, we manifest on our implementing. Hanwon atwechima, hanwon wrong, and so on and so forth. So for me, we should accept they are not antagonistic to us. In fact, almost boy with the politicians, even if it is a survey about anything in Ghana that concerns them, it is the best. We should rather even be sponsoring them to do much more survey. Yeah, accept say surveys will do well in our governance system. Yeah, very well, because survey cover every
accepting those survey be at say we shouldn't critique the
no, that's not what I'm saying. I'm not talking about criticism.
Because
when you are critiquing, what do you what I will criticize for what? Why your policy will be say or core grounds, policy now we implement in ABC, and fight the Papa and Brow government because of that people are not happy about it. Then you go attacking the method for survey, Whether you are losing or accept it to build on your weaknesses. So we losing power, you have to accept it. In our school say which result now I'm pass. Yeah, sure. But it is also tell you to improve.
If you don't say be a wrong sample.
That is weakness. That is weakness on your part.
Target.
And Obia won't accept it because when we're losing power, most of the surveys were against it, but we didn't accept it. We didn't accept it. If you accept it, you improve on your ways of doing things. Into say survey balances against the government. For me, it's even helping them. My who's will reveal secret. I'm a person reveal actually people. You should have left it like that, then we'll go and lose and see. But this is to improve on their weaknesses and to also strengthen where we are also doing well. And our weakness constituents are or say they will go there and then do well.
Now,
so for me,
Richie can't be say MP, not a one to me and lobby.
yes, I mean more. You see, me my MP da. Interesting issue and interesting questions. But the design in Anubum said the whole day would have been should have been dedicated for that. Share, me call Parliament to be. I stayed in Parliament for just 4 years, and many meals nearby. That was the time. But as at now, the projects I've brought within that 4 years is bigger than those who have stayed more than 4 years there. And as at now, the constituents will say, and that is why, and anything I come constituents were meetings form because we drew on to be any Zamaba, because they've compare. You see, you have to do the lobbying. Lobbying also, and there are more there are senior politicians or more on bend government, bend the powers like the flat star has the president, lobbying a chain where we young man about or you move free tete. So on bear everything to ensure that they satisfy such a fellow. So while we are MP no, make sure a no carbon for is important. Make sure my proposal they call Japan Embassy. In fact, my proposal was selected the whole country, and my proposal was about the provision of water. They accepted everything, and as a provision of water, now they call me part of constituency or the village that needed water most. The Japan Embassy no ba hono every years of and now say we water and that they were using me constituency as a gateway to entering Upper East because they were more in Upper West than in Upper East. They've not been to Upper East. But say me project is successful, they will now use that to come to Upper East. In Tinomba Hobe Bibia, we had a deba, and I'm say after the project they were going to remain in Bulsa district and give the women microcredit. Sikai the bano how many trade for the next 5 years.
Now cry then I'll lose you.
Interestingly, look what I tell you, you laugh. Look, after all that, I went and lost. So up to now, the last time I happened to meet a jacker, he said, look, anytime you count the project, up to now, the project is still hanging. The MP hasn't followed up. That is one thing. But normally, I'm a person that come conscious and make you know, people will say, because we knew an Alcasa. But you can go and do. And because Shemi village back, only market, I say during the colonial age, made them a hippie fan see brilliant market for them and expanded their clinic. They voted against me. And the projects are said, and for the first time, I mean, can't wait. The scholarship, I mean, the math students up to the university, there were more than 100 using my common fund. That was what I was doing. Then you didn't call. I won't say that year, and I didn't call Cuba for the medicine on my banner. I alone, I was able to lobby and get 5 people from our constituency there.
So that is
5
why,
medical
that
officers.
Is why, yeah, for
now
sample population targets.
Yeah.
And how you said them shots and Kwamba first of G information no. They're free. No.
You see,
because who say, what bresso, San Corbeyer, you can't say, Sophie or and or Becatcher so belusua. Now, shed the oya because of what?
David, don't mix the two things. Share. Party, your friend is saying, college delegates voting is different from doing a sampling of the general population, of the voter population. Yeah. It's completely different. Yeah. Because a lot of factors go into the delegate selection in Kikahon. But the general population, he's not doing the survey on party delegates, but the general voter population. Into party delegates, a lot of issues go. Me like this, it was just a target to get me out. I know why, and everybody knows why. One was and they succeeded in getting me. I don't have any
candidates won.
Yes, NDC will keep winning.
Oh, NDC now winning. So the system
is still NDC. So be we done like on all
to show man. You aren't a man
systems man.
Oh, not. Yes, I don't. It's too early for those. But the important thing is that it's a good survey. It's a brilliant survey, and I think they will continue to get sponsorship. Me, even when we are in government and we support institutions like that, the important thing about it is that they're local institution, one. Two, the institution is to mirror what we are doing. No? So a boy and a boy.
Okay.
I would want the political parties to even get them to do the presentation for them. When we say, in our political governance system,
well,
the banner say you release your highness and your attack dogs to attack and condemn. You are not doing because almost they are not going to back down because you have attacked them. They will continue to do the survey and it will resonate them. I bet you say the voice of the people is the voice of God. Vox populi, vox dei.
All right. Mr. Ranko, you must be happy. We're from a lecturer and former.
Criticisms. In fact, the first one, baby framing. One of the doctors framed say, "Oh, waiting, say," and we took the advice on board and we fixed things. So we are not immune to
criticism. Because well, ultimately say, how much time you've invested, resources are investing in. We're not a banner will be person rubbish. How does it feel?
No, I mean, a bit more. I ain't say we've had international exposure. We know young fans say personal criticisms. No, if fans say okay, if this is their concern, how do we address it?
Okay, so
is it born of genuine concern? And I say just out of nothing.
All right. More fun as
no
a banner.
That.
But more so. I know so cram we who survey.
Absolutely. No being
anyway.
You can say a dream. We ain't young fix it because even in the US, polling industry is still growing. They're still learning. Yeah, I think they are starting. I think this is the first time I'm who said there's consistent data being channeled in a way very comprehensive. And yet one line, no, we give you the breakdown, constituency, regions, demographics. We can see our data in a way that is not been seen.
And comfort me who say a survey, Mayana.
Oh yes, but it ain't been cultural.
Until
see, in the open, they come back and
some bit me a machine.
No, see, what we call ethical guidelines.
Okay.
I publish it in our company. Who join here? You sign up that ethical guides. And we don't compromise on it. There was a time we allow our officers to have political affiliations, but we don't allow party activists to join our midst. Last 3 years, if I will be any year, and you who say or promote party B, I want to what's up to us, and you free. We don't compromise on that.
And some more come and
second, you see, the kind of training on the Mawamo, only say they are just looking for the truth and nothing but the truth.
Yeah.
Even if it's your party, no, you're not helping them.
Yeah, true.
You're not helping them. They understand that.
Let your party know the truth.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, now more how more and then a coacham can say party view of power. Who's incumbency disadvantage, you know. Party view of power, man for be trouble party, and they will make it look like Munamai.
Yeah, the messengers of the voters.
Okay.
In fact, in 2000 and in 2000, your core village be a sample. You drew on. Na omo frɛ ɛwɔ ahemfie sɛ ɔmpɛ sɛ ɔmo sɛ aban na asoma yɛ ana ahoa na asoma yɛ ɛna yɛyi ɔmo yɛyi nyinaa kyɛm sɛ yɛde ɛnyɛ aban na asoma yɛ yɛ just company yɛ gya amanfo adwene. It was then, before then, no ɔmo sɛ ɔmo nkasa so ɔmo ahene ma ɛbɔ ɛyi dewuro sɛ ɔmo mfiri aban nkyɛn nti mo nkasa. So na yɛsɛ yɛkɔ so a yɛhyɛ yɛ vest branded mo say yen na gina ha yen fa yen che kokoma anya adwuma it's open.
Yen called Dr. Baumia versus Honorable Alan Kojo.
Timi say me to my join no. I know the later. I don't know. I also there.
Okay. Now we ye call ye no e bisa manfo adwen. And ye focus on purely among pharmacy or MPP affiliates.
Okay.
And MPP sympathizers. Because yen to me who say why are delegate in the previous one. Into yen to me say where delegate and when you delegate. But if you say, so we are delegate, assume so we are delegate. And I am
a very quick one.
Yeah.
I have 4 Fanche honorable IP mix up be into and to me miscommunication because so not catch her nanka I was a BB AC or any say MPP rep no beat me abandon me but will still go on. MPP reps are more abundant. You may be a phone line, some are most much magic. Go ahead,
okay. You per se, you who almost some MPP before.
How could you tell that these were true NPP members?
You see, you should trick be in our polling.
Okay.
Questions be what at the beginning of the survey.
All right.
Ubisa, doing somehow be now or more answers are emphatic. Inti no bon komo nyina wi a asie ho no na bi so anye bia say abato no time so a party ben na utatoma you say we MPP and we NDC ni that be and we more different response party ben na ya utatoma abato no time so a o me metatoma MPP metatoma NDC metatoma PPP so that gives us a fair idea of party ben na en categorize you say we MPP ni and now we NDC ni you say our
and it's very tough getting bad diama musambinya mubehunu say we mu MPP for
no easier. You see, at that point, he has no reason to lie to you. Well, who beside the first that question in the beginning?
Okay, so mobile was there, no.
Yes, yes.
Well, that's a very good way of eliciting.
Because only to me, the question, wow, or the mouth beginning, no.
That's true.
And he wouldn't expect say who beside that question in the end. Yes. And at that point, now when we come we're feeling free. So he will tell you, say, oh, media, Tatuma MPP. Or maybe Tatuma NDC, and a CPP, and a PNC. And I say, me a floating voter, maybe a yard to her, a yard to say. So that's when we say, first one, who say, we are MPP, we are NDC, we are PPP, and we are say.
All right, how long? So we enter
very fast. Indeed, you know, Oma say, we are MPP for. Almost 2 about if you guitar crack. Alan, Enya, we winning 3 constituencies. And about winning 4. Oh, guitar crack. 7 constituencies. But me winning 4, Alan winning 3. In Ashanti region, no. Almost say only MPP 4 no. But me winning 6 constituencies. Our Ashanti region. And Alan winning 2 constituencies. Ashanti region. Central region, Alan winning 4. But me winning 2. Eastern, Alan winning 5. But we na and winning Ibiawo. Upper West, Baumia we need 3 nina. Upper East, we need 4 and Alanya 1. Oti, Omuchi mu 5-1-1. Voter region, Alan we need 4. Baumia we need 2. Western, Baumia we need 3. Alan we need 1. Western North 1-1. And Northern region 4 nina Baumia 5. Northeast 2 nina Baumia 5. Half Omuchi mu 1-1. Bono Alan 5 and Baumia 1. Bono East Mamia 2 na Alanya 1 and a Savannah Baumia FR 3 nina. Inti share Baumia we need 39 constituencies of the 68 na ye ko ye no. And Alan we need 29 of those constituencies. We share nina in terms of number of voters Alan we need 46% of MPP affiliates. Baumia 54%. So at the moment within MPP fraternity Baumia is leading 54%, Alan on 46%. Nationally, among every voter in this country, Alan award 36% among all voters. Baumia 33%. And among MPP, 46 for Alan, 54 for Baumia. Among NDC people, 41 for Alan, and 26 Baumia.
That's an NDC for per Alan.
Yes, yes.
But that doesn't necessarily mean that Ombetuaman and answer.
We'll come to that. There's a scenario in Ashaiman.
Okay.
Where Muhammad lost to Alan in Ashaiman.
Wow.
So, and we'll see something down the line where these numbers are panning out.
All right.
when it comes to floating for 32% air to Alan, 26 Baumia, and other parties 24 for Baumia, 30 for Alan. Now, head to head, if you say, Yankasi, if you can see the Ekokuno, and your Baumia, any Muhammad Ekwa, Ghana from Betunise. In that relation, Baumia 30%, Mahama 53%, someone else 8%. I will not vote 9%. This is the current race as we speak.
Nti se ne ya etuhui se na ye to aba na MPP for ayiba womia na NDC for nso ayi Jomama nka Jomama begwa ba womia.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. Nti na nka wontim break it.
Under this scenario, they won't break the 8. Okay. Share the next race. Now, okay, have me break it down the voting pattern among party affiliates.
Okay.
Almost say on betuama about me no. NPP for 60%.
Okay.
NDC for 10%. Voting voters 17%. Other voters other parties 20%.
Okay.
Almost say on betuama Mahama no. 24% for a MPP for.
Granted.
So whereas only 10% of NDC people are cross-carpet to vote for Baumia, 24% of MPP have moved to vote for Mahama, plus 14% for Mahama among MPP affiliates. NDC for 86%.
So Mahama is loved more in his party.
Yes, he has grounding. He's solidly. People are behind him solidly.
As compared to Baumia in MPP.
60%. So unless he moves this number up, there will be a problem.
Okay.
And then floating voters, 49% are backing Mahama.
49% of floating voters
are backing Mahama under that race. And other parties, 42% are backing Mahama here. Now, let's look at Alan versus Mahama race.
Nti Mahama say oyire no ho betima ma na mirichia ato aman. Now you're floating voter.
Matiwase. Matiwase. Na say uzu you floating voter.
I see you tell me my card into come there and
okay.
Me know this ah.
Say me nyane.
And I be say okay, say Alan any Mahama na ekwa why and I'm beto amount. Under that scenario, 37% say on beto Alan. Which means Alan vote na by 7% compared to Baumia.
Okay, so say Ghana nyina no.
Yes.
Omo pe so omo to aba MPP presented Alan. Ghana for beto abama Alan more, but then just Alan Berry.
That be. I said the whole yeah, kakakakra. And now 50% say on beto Mahama. Under that scenario, even though Alan Obono Humodi, Mahama is still winning in that race against him. And someone else 5%. I will not vote 8%. Yes, maybe. Now Mahama 53. Eswati by 3. About 50. So Mahama has lost votes to Alan. Someone else, 8%. Eswati about 5%. Almost someone else, I feel about someone say Alan. So they have come to vote for Alan, 3%. I will not vote 9. I feel about 1%, 8% to Eswati 1%. So people are moving from I will not vote, someone else, Mahama, into Alan's column. That gave Alan 37%. Now, you share the breakdown of where his support came from. MP before now 67% say on Alan, plus 7% compared to Baumia race. And this vote,
I don't get it.
Okay, there are more MPP voters who are now voting for Alan than they were voting for Baumia.
Okay.
Because the other one was 60.
60%.
This one is
7%.
That's MPP.
MPP for
yes.
Osha Alan was grounding.
Yes.
That's
or
right.
MPP.
In terms of general election, say,
General election.
or no, any Muhammad Nekwa. That is what would happen.
Okay.
You have more MPP people coming out to vote than they would have done so under Bawumia.
Okay.
It means that under MP, no, what do you call it? Those who will not vote in the MPP will now come out.
And
Okay,
vote.
so Nkrofo,
The apathy people.
And someone else, you know who said,
So
by 3 and by 1.
someone else.
Yes.
Okay, so someone else under Bawumia, maybe Alan.
Maybe Alan.
Someone else
Exactly.
Bawumia
Exactly.
could be
Because
Alan.
when who the choice will have.
Someone else, your friend is saying,
Alan.
okay, Alan.
Maybe Bawumia or somebody else.
Bawumia
Yes.
and somebody
Yes.
else.
Yes.
Okay.
Here NDC for NDC now 14% to Alan. It was 10% under Bawumia. Mahama has lost 3% of his previous 86%
To Alan.
to Alan. Within the MPP family, NDC family. Floating voters. Now Alan, 27%. It was 17 for Bawumia. Mahama was 49, dropped to 42%. Other voters, 26, 43. So there has been realignment between the voting blocks when it is Alan.
Okay, so could it now
My question
meaning,
is this.
meaning readers no hani eba no meaning readers ni eba mu yahu Bawumia performance yahu John Mahama performance ya head the Alan beat me so that could be one of the reasons and there could be some people who although omo NDC for there John Mahama ye president no adododie bi wo ha omo ewu sankofo bi ma
that's our question I'm pressing with
said that mo tuti a omo no question I want bisa na onka
there be and no I'm not the dynamic can 14%.
I know yeah nie betimi aka ya de yeah
understood you.
Meaning readers
Yeah.
yeah
reading meaning into it. So it means to say that means generally most people will prefer say Inka Alan Embra rather than Bawumia.
Yes.
Okay.
all right general that is generally but
The delegates thing is different.
okay, so then we find out whether there is something Alan beat me aye said about catch up with Mahama. Because even if Alan wins per this survey, he will lose to Mahama.
Yeah.
In the general
certainly
election.
lose, yeah.
And see, okay, so my mummy saw Mr. Rankwa. Bibi wohwa ombetimi semfansi bia Alan betimi aye to bridge the gap further.
Hey, I think he can do more. He can do a lot. Both Bawumia and Alan, they have ways to win. If they can get the formula out.
I mean, can't Alan because he seems to have an edge.
Okay.
In the general.
I will give you my own theory. Bawumia will be running on his party's record, on the record of the government, and on the record of the president. At the moment, those poll numbers are tanking. Are not favoring him. Alan can run as a change within the change. Enyemia, even though Bikahun, Enyemia. So he can run away a bit from the government, but not entirely.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, the overall impression of the government and how they've done will decide whether they win or they break the 8 or they lose the election.
All right. Okay. So
And the last bit I want us to look at, which you mentioned earlier on.
And this is going to be the last one.
Yeah, the last 2 slides. Here we are looking at the regions.
This is last but one.
Yeah, slide. Within 2 minutes we can finish it.
Okay.
We show regional or more voter apathy in the coming election. How likely or unlikely are you going to vote in the election? By region. Greater Accra, 70% say Ombetuaba. Unlikely, 19%. Not sure, 11%. Ashanti region, MPP stronghold, only 46% say they are very likely or likely to vote. 30% say unlikely to vote. 23% say they are not sure. So in your stronghold, this number is not good at all. for MPP.
Strong.
You come to Eastern region, 54% say Ombetwaba, 25 say Omonto, 21 not sure. Western region, 54 Ombeto, 21 Omonto, 26. And look at Western North, which is perceived to be NDC area, 87% say Ombetwaba, 11 say Omonto, 3 say neutral. Central region, 70, which is MPP now dominant there. So it's good for MPP in that central region. 70 will vote, 14 will not vote, 16 is neutral.
Is there any reason to all of a sudden central region acquire MPP?
It may have been maybe what MPP has done in the last 8 years. I don't know what. But
Maybe
what,
or why to me?
maybe you have to go back and ask them why. But because the numbers have changed dramatically. MPP is now more dominant in the central region than NDC.
Wow.
Voter region.
A bit to me, I say party, no? Is it what government is doing or what the central regional party, no? Yeah.
I think
we
this,
need to find out.
This transcends beyond party.
Yeah. So it might a bit my government.
Government, yes.
Okay.
Voter region, 84% say Ombetwaba. OT, 62%. And then Bono, stronghold for MPP, 55. 40 someone Twaba or Bono. 5 said they're not sure. Bono is 55 for Ombeto, 23. So you could see the stronghold of the MPP, the numbers are being suppressed. Now, the only place that I think they are doing well, which they are improving by numbers, not the region, but also not someone Twaba. MPP appears to be doing well in Northern region.
But you didn't mention I have for 70%.
I have for 70%, yes, but I have a very small. So the areas that you want the numbers to rank, big numbers, no, almost abandonment to. Northeast, very good, 75%. Upper West, 97% of Motuaba, and they are mostly NDC. Upper East, 69% of Motuaba. Savannah, 92%. So the stronghold of the opposition is galvanized.
Did not just say NDC communal labor and bit me about so far. Because of the yes, 7% by communal labor.
So if we share numbers here, the opposition areas are galvanized, and then the ruling government regions are demoralized.
Wow.
And that is, I think, the end of the.
Very interesting. Very, very, very interesting. Yeah, per se, you be a shame. Maybe will be there, but may just say, or more share if they want to, on person more and so soon slides, maybe accessible.
Yes.
On the internet.
Yes, on our go to our website.
More web address near then.
Yeah, www.globalinfoanalytics.com.
Okay, Global Info Analytics. Nina small letters. Global Info Analytics, one word. .com. Anna.
Yeah.
.com.
Yes.
Yeah, no. All right.
.com.
Okay. All right. Global Info Analytics. Global Info. Nanka person ka okobu sa north mami kami am sponsor. We
are conquer
me brady am no kwa me ho bedum.
Onko krapim no for so man.
But general comments so far, Nana.
So far so good. I think say with the current trend I koso wo my muhano, we should expect say BBC because say uti even MPP echita for no krana. Some of them are peeved. Some of them are saying say I say ye didija ebirinu enti no munya akra nka omunyina nko position no mu fa nsua nyansa and it is bibia eda omano to sense even last week madam fubia utumu say odi mu akotepa ofra me ka say masa yenso ye di obi ba ye kofa Kennedy Japan aba no wabesim. So just imagine.
But I don't know if you are interested in that one as well.
Because
Japan, you know. I don't know. Say how relevant obey in the context. I don't know if more
okay, we've done some work on Japan last time.
Okay.
And he's still there in the next poll, you know.
All right.
At that time he was polling 3%. Only Akutua Free the same level.
Me imagine me secretary Japan person kingmaker.
Oh, okay.
Sana
wadwe
a poly vote more. Now Obian to me and win here. Then because we say MPP for then 50% plus one.
That's right.
You know, when you Obian to me and 50%.
No,
you have to come.
You have to come to.
Anyway, no such as say. Minutes we have life.
Anyway, but for me, to be honest with you, whoever the MPP brings, say Ombe contestant, that person will lose. Based on
apart from analysis, no.
Oh yes.
Nananumanim so come.
What said Nananom so ehu niema ekoso and omani nji ho.
Eti nananum say bibia sesa enyi.
Oh, yeah, this is it. I didn't know you go.
05 memo 020 0854255. On about what?
Yes, and you know, like when you're in the car, generally, no, you need the ecoso and maimu. I hope you're small, and I'm out for two abano because they want to get a better life in future for they and their children. When we say. But yet, two is here. No, look at the issues of corruption, mismanagement, arrogance, disrespect for the people, and some accumulate into increasing the apathy.
Okay, so apathy no within the NPP, there within the NDC, there. I'm going call is from right. Hello. Common sense, Abolo.
Atonya minsha mninju mapa moye.
Piao.
Na Mr. Anthony Honorable Timothy Ataboadi.
Is it Mr. Anthony Nana
Pasama. Pato. Me pato fiada we betu aba. DJ me pato vote.
Fiada we betu aba no yin.
DJ for betu aba who vote na me candidate o.
Na me fiada no kwa no matu kwai.
Any TF or Mubeto Abanina, Cobla, we before Amuntu Abamana Mami Abet, or number 3. Ope Chama, a baby. Pato, Minya and Yepe, Mininta Wama crash and Nintia Wambany, because my own sort of baby, a
Our mamma and cry.
Our mamma cried the channel. Pato, media the aya Midenani, Sovia Yesha, Yet so Ninyaman, Omaya Juma. Yenite sene o man ni kono saa no bet NDC fo yenite ba be no be ye ma yetimu nyede because ye wini aba we ya Ghana fo fan cheye awunche o ye ntini nto asobium nti o ma botimotimu o mu fa ho di ni hyemu mi be your communication ni na egu pato any communication o your communication na egu eni edi keke na edi na mu oni nyame adwuma
so solo for now.
Apathy na American. We not even political parties and so our ears are on the ground. Say Asante region there, apathy na sovereign there ban. It's a reflection. And the fact almost stronghold. We share the answer. Say 14% and now the numbers are there. Anna, why would NDC people not vote for John Mahama? It is also an issue that yes, as a political party.
More NDC from Kofoso Beto, but also there was some apathy some time ago.
Yes.
Time are healing wounds now.
Yes, but even now, it means that the apathy is still there. Amanfobi was still in NDC. They still don't want the candidature of John Mahama. The John Mahama bar, that small group will still go elsewhere. And now they will stay as neutral and they won't vote. It's generally a good survey, but everything now we share, we share with the MPP strongholds. They are not voting for us and they are not voting for MPP too. So they also stay aside.
Yeah, Pato.
Did you have a call there?
Pato, I mean, I don't know. And then I said, you know, one year, okay, like, and then Pato. And that is the W who I am in it. Said, yeah, Okompoto, no more a who program, no, with your Groby, a Fomukakrana. I am a manager part to go on. I'm a manager of Yakupo and Yakupo and Mount. the CNN o say Al Jazeera o say BBC o na ko unkodo opa haya hanya o we ya na ebrumu yi
moment.
Yeah, bo.
Okay,
Be sure body na body
no
dey
fa.
Body no dey ya buru kura body yi betimi ade. Nti enya se. Pato, me enoma mienu miensa ene manage ho pa manage politics ho. Manage football ho. Ena sa menye bibia so a enyum kakra manage ho. Nti anopai
ba ko say untimi nka no TV so ntia nya
David pato say dey adia tie nkwala no wo
The man of gas and religion near my
Yes, we I nyom na be hye no.
I get to be there one na seresa. It's money last what did be buy no. MP for no any anje no ho. One more take no left, right and center. Sa ba me pato politics no ye ni na ye di tire ye no. Ye edisua normal. Enye di ye di tire keke. E normal bi wo ho a wo ya unu se wo ye mistake. Enti onyo bi say no be gina enim e kiro say aha no eye osinto aha no eye bebi a o concentrate a ebeboa wa e wo say ni na ye no ni fem na bebi a o to sini no na akwa work out bebi a officer wo ye adia no na wa san improve ama obi bia ko ni but said wo say kire no e na said the normal say ko no pato me kan kiro e wo nyankopon enim say pato ende every 2022 2023 2024 aye kwakoto aba no pato o pajo mama ni nye campaign abano dia wafa bo bini because pato your system am no ni na ye witness ye so over 50 years middle of 50 me who big that even akufo time okra o ma accuse say ye for consistency kasa ye consistency kano pato ahun tire bi emba da pato no mamunya pato me count na no mamunya pato no mamunya di o pato so wo family pa ade achi anu pe wo su koko hu sika momo anso wo su ewia anso wo su nyumbre anso wo su school fees pato nyankopon shirawa nyankopon ma so awontri me chiamu ni na nana nyankopon shiramo de se chie bi me de yame damo bye bye
alai nyame sha say okay na me I was say the way ultimate say or pese or twe but them why frank
that one there
you can't hide it.
There is nothing you cannot
people see it and they feel it. You can't won't mean hide. Come there.
To be honest with you,
won't mean hide.
First no me baha me to fuel maybe 60 cedis from just Hacho to here. Could you believe say me to 100 me buy me some me chiako na light as
oh me ne boa ma say why ya
100 is about 4 liters
boa ma ya say me cause oboni fo now o be that here Alex that's my about there
Pacho that's my about
yo yankwa
yo me da sele juma pa o mo ye na bibisa say MPP abamu Pacho na petrol ro say o mo sori na de chi bia so mo to so ana papa I hear that you be 20%, 10%, that is so sad. I don't want to buy. Oh, Debbie, Massa, ye and then for them, the sound to be feed one. Money bank, and you want to you offer me to more banks to see you mean ready. Or better if bank manager, and so can Uber. Nana, Mamma, or your verticality. Yes, no, almost your money will be. Oh, can I say Russia? COVID-19 to get by, yeah, who may be a scanafa. Masa odi nyamnya ju me da
se kasa when take time take bibia enkoyi
on survey no a clearly no so eno so a kire bibia parliamentary candidates they are weak and they might lose the elections or win it depending on presidential candidate but we know honomo no so betima pion but you see political parties sana in well-established democracies, no, so survey and kebema sa candidates no atwe asan. Na the fufraba. But in this part of the world, no, even that's even where they are going to buy to remain there as a seat. And the political parties, no, and can say free CCL corner. And so who says a constituency way, a constituency say the team Jina Honmona, young win, until so a city member by this, and say they have to begin to prepare your mind there. And say neutral fellow no because you know some of them it is their own doing. It is not as a result of the government, you know. Maybe on a relationship with the constituents are bad.
Yeah.
And one thing too is that people could be doing well at parliamentary level in Accra here, but at the constituency level, no, they are not in sync. Yes, Anna. That candidate, national, we saw ya there. But fear when ya on born home.
But Mamen call Tema Mra. Atuana.
Davi, Pastor, your friend
Abu
from Tema.
Maybe I will call there.
Work on director.
All right, I'm quiet.
Michelle, Tiffany.
Yo, yeah, Joseph.
Yeah, Mr. Randy is for sale. I'm going to be free. I want you to win. Yes, Roma. We are not back on my year. We are going to win.
Opa, and this is for Charles or Magic.
Oh, yeah, on my year, that I brother.
So,
yeah.
and one thing I buy.
Sir.
I say, go to G. Egu form, Sada say, I will Atabwad, Timothy Atabwad.
Because it's not easy. Like say in a car and
ready.
Once I just say, prophet, I'm more prophecy. Because now time no, baby, time no. Look, they've destroyed the. Look at the debt levels. What do you mean? No, what I'm saying is that we before the ban. I say I'm fire again.
Pato, good morning. What to say? Yeah, the Yamia say, Michia, Oluwabeja Funyina, Pato, Migini and Anamensa Inshra. And I pay my first point to Naminchia, lawyer Justin Kodia, our General Secretary MPP. On the bit to my boy, John Bodu and Jumavi. Namincha and a B, Namincha Dr. Mamadou Baunia. I didn't break 89 NDC4 slow. Pato, so be travel because NDC4 medium free or how much? No, boy, NDC4 transfer 8 years. 8 years, Omo man side protect yet there's 5 years. I didn't be anywhere. A bit mama at Mania Kania, until the Nakufa to buy ya, not Dumti. Yada Kania moon, fear noom, me work as a me walk. And to me, Slagana for a real thing na yet ding. You now would try and make a clear case, and Nakufa about to know my year. Petro boy a ding, this a boy a ding, and Ukraine Toby, and the Crescent boy a ding. Yeah, the question no mama ya ding. Now so we are seeing na Ghana nko. You know but never for Montana, not 3 years ka kan enemy. About to no mama na Ghana, ya hunto e. Me da wan say nyame ka mo.
Eso be da sepe Nana Mensenshira from Obwase. Yeah, boboso anu nti so be ba quickly na.
We Pato. Sadie we are me pese ye tifi ho na Ghana for ehu niema bi say won say aya na obi fra o say na ye dasum 5 years ni ye nasum yem bi say hu say in 2016 before I kwakoto aba no na ye dasum ana. That is the question I always want to ask people because in 2016 ye wo memu not the issue of a doom so no na aban no teso no wa try say o ye den ko solve inti proud to the 2016 election, yehu bibiasa and besi ne because Doomsono has been solved no. Etu etwa. Nti se obi ba na oka say aban otisu na wababa solve Doomso a I bet to differ because it looks like aban otisu what we should be asking is say megawatt ahe na aban ne dia eden e dia ka ho because sese no si edum nkane ampo a yetemu no as dum sisi nti de wai no sisi de na wo si enye adwuma ne na fe wusiesie ana. These are the questions we should be asking.
Okay.
Because I told you ana ma adwuma me na. Now Ghanaians think is say in 2016 the NDC were not doing well. Inti yeji omu fia them. Yeji omu no.
Ye hu aba no to
Yeah, but it even up to date. The MPP are blaming Niema Nkosu Ye to abide that were free so 6 years ago.
All right.
I mean, sometimes.
Honorable Tabade, we are wrapping up.
Yes, and I'm supposed to be about the Institute for Energy Policy. Boss near friend, so something Poku. He's been talking, you know him.
Institute, and
he was now can say Ghana is not a socialist state, and that man from blame government for hardships never honor. You see, some man from children then Omama disguise some civil society. The citizens, they are insulting us. The issue of capitalism and socialism is not a debate here. In any case, even if it is a socialist state, and some and then there are hardships, among for still won't blame government. Also, and they should give us some respect in this country. And they shouldn't think that schools now are the same schools you know and they were mates of us and we're doing better than them. And yes, some NGO civil society that immediately they become intelligent. Some of them were getting zeros, some of them were not. Minimum point Tibrof. So minimum Tibrof. When they do that, they are hurting us. No, just a second. Yesterday, I announced Kamal, the one another office, and I say we should show love for country, and that we should eat what Ghanaians produce. We should be showing love, and you people should be stealing.
We should be showing love.
We should show love. So there are some populations where we showing love for the country, and others should be stealing.
Yes, nonsense. One night stand.
No,
but because my who said, who said now, I'm your same so.
We should show love, and you people should be stealing.
Let's keep doing this because who said, no,
when they talk like that, what do they take?
Even if it is not political, the fufra. Let us talk about it. Data. And yeah, in time for data ninkomo. And see a bubobu trimni akaka kansembia. And to the oil policy number and for say who bejo. BB or maybe are not their mind. Let's keep doing most of these things. Thank you very much for coming. Let me shout. Area 2 to 6 in Suyencia on original 91.9 FM. Yon for Juni Kasa, Juma Jino, Emra. Midini Kwaku Ouseji Pato. Edaboja Fwasi. Bye bye.